Well, a very good morning to you all. I hope you're all fine. It's Friday. It's the 5th of April 2024. Steve here from Weather Focus, bringing you a look at the weather for the UK, certainly for the next week, and then we'll take a look at the longer term trends. Are there any signs of things drying up? Well, let's come on to that in just a moment. But at the moment, across the UK, once again, we have low pressure controlling the scene, a deepening area of low pressure to the west of the UK, bringing in southwesterly winds for many, but to the north there is a boundary between the two air masses and it is quite cold. So what we'll do is we just take a look at the current radar picture. There is a band of quite heavy rain clearing the southeast as we speak, but towards Scotland, as I've mentioned, there is more persistent rain, but not just rain. Snow is falling in many places, particularly above 200 metres. We'll have a little look at a couple of cameras in just a moment. Right, so temperatures across the UK, there is a large contrast at the moment. 13 degrees, top of the hots at Humberside, that's 55 degrees Fahrenheit. But I notice even places like Southend, Southampton, Norwich are all above 13 degrees, and even many places further sort of west, temperatures are well above 12 degrees. In stark contrast to the north, Scotland in particular, where you are in the cold air, 2 degrees at Inverbury, 2 degrees at Glasgow Airport, and places like Eltby 2.8 as well. So you get quite a contrast. And as I've mentioned, it is raining across the north, but not just raining. There's been some snow falling. This is at Logelly in Fife, and this is with fairly modest height. I think this is just about 100 metres above sea level. You'll see that the roofs are white, and there has been a Met Office warning issued. Now, this warning will expire shortly. It was valid between 3 o'clock this morning and 9 o'clock this morning. It talks about snow, particularly above 200 metres, 2 to 5 centimetres, but in some places where you're under that heavier precipitation, a little bit more. But as I say, that should clear out the way. Temperatures should warm up slowly from the south and things will start to melt. Further south across Scotland, across the central corridor, you've got a warning for heavy rain as well for this morning. So yeah, just something to be aware of. Now, we've spoken about the temperature contrasts across the UK. It's picked up very, very nicely this morning on the anomaly chart. So across England, Wales, and many parts of Ireland, you're seeing temperatures 6, 7, 8 degrees above the norm. But across Scotland, in that rain and snow, you are struggling in the colder air. So that's the story today, is the contrast in those temperatures. Now, the story across the weekend is of two things. Firstly, a notable wind event, which the Met Office has now got a warning out for, Storm Kathleen, which will be affecting the western parts of the UK in particular, but also some very warm air as well. Temperatures could easily get to 20 degrees, perhaps a little bit more in a few places tomorrow. So yeah, wind and warmth are the order of the day for tomorrow. So yeah, weather is never boring in the UK. Right, and I'll just show you a chart from the GFS picking up those temperatures tomorrow. Perhaps they're underplaying some of these temperatures, but you'll see where the propensity for the warmth tomorrow is. That's across eastern and southeastern parts. So if you've got a temperature, if you've got a thermometer in the east of the UK, let's see if you can get up towards 20 degrees tomorrow. Right, I've mentioned the temperatures, but also we have got wind coming in tomorrow. So a very deep area of low pressure in association with Storm Kathleen. This is the scene at midday tomorrow. These are the gusts. So you'll see, if we just run this through from today, you'll see this area of low pressure early tomorrow morning creeps up across the west of the UK, with the strongest of the winds just situated to the west of the UK. So certainly Ireland, the western parts of Wales, towards the west of Scotland. This is where you're going to be seeing those strongest gusts tomorrow, and this is where the Met Office have got their warnings in place for tomorrow. So a wind warning is in place between 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and 10 o'clock tomorrow evening across Northern Ireland and those western areas, but also across southern parts of Scotland as well. And if we just take a look at the details that are being played out, well, they're talking about, if we just get this up, further details. So there we go, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And it's talking about that deep area of low pressure will bring a spell of very windy weather to parts of Western Britain and Northern Ireland. Gusts of 50 are expected quite widely on Saturday, while some exposed spots, particularly on the coast, will see 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts with large waves also likely. So yeah, warmth and wind tomorrow. Let's have a look at what is actually going to be falling from the sky now for the next few days. So we'll go through to today. So we can see at the moment we've got a lot of rain to clear the southeast. We've got rain and snow across Scotland. That will ease as the morning goes on. Those warnings will expire. And then today is a mixture of sunny spells and showers. These showers will tend to ease during the afternoon, but they will persist across many parts of southwest Scotland, and then more persistent rain will push into Scotland later on this evening, and also some further rain arriving across the far southwest and the south of Southern Ireland in association with Storm Kathleen that will be winding its way up the west coast. So this is the situation at midnight going into tomorrow. Strong southerly winds picking up. That will be bringing in those warmer temperatures and a good deal of rain across Ireland and once again up towards Scotland. So when you wake up in the morning, you will notice a very different feel tomorrow across many parts of the UK. It will be like stepping out on holiday in the Mediterranean. There will be a real different feel to things. It'll be warmth, it'll be humid, but it'll be windy. So yeah, it's not going to be a summer's day by any stretch of the imagination, but there will be some plenty of sunny spells around tomorrow, and you can see this. So yeah, combined with that warmth, combined with the dry temperatures, Saturday actually, apart from the wind, shouldn't be too bad at all, but still some squally showers across those western areas. As we move this through into the latter half of tomorrow and into Sunday, well, there you go. You've still got low pressure situated to the northwest of the UK. The breezes would have veered more southwesterly, but remaining strong to gale force, we would have lost the real warmth in association with that southerly breeze tomorrow. Temperatures closer to average, but still above average for many parts of the UK. And once again, on Saturday, or should I say on Sunday, sunny spells and showers, the driest of the weather in the far southeast. Right, moving into the early part of next week, here you go. It's looking like another area of low pressure, this time further south. We'll be pushing in on Monday afternoon to bring another disturbed spell of weather, potentially some stormy winds, just something to keep an eye on. Tuesday next week across central and southern parts of Britain, more heavy persistent rain pushing up across many parts of the UK, in particular Scotland, in the first half of next week. By the time we reach midweek, just signs that that area of low pressure just for a time pushes into the North Sea. We bring in a slight ridge across Ireland, so things maybe just dry up temporarily before, you've guessed it, the next area of low pressure pushes in from the Atlantic later on Wednesday into Thursday, bringing more rain or showers, and temperatures by then perhaps starting to cool off. Temporary ridge again by the end of next week before more rain and showers push in. And then as we take this to the end of the forecast period, this is Sunday the 14th. This is 9 days away, all a long way away. It's looking like by then we'll be bringing in some cooler air from the west or the northwest, sunshine and showers, and still the risk of something potentially wintry over those hills. So yeah, it is an unsettled thing. We're now just going to take a look at the longer term trends, the upper air masses. We will start with London. So this is quite interesting. It picks up the heat spike tomorrow, a real spike in those upper air masses tomorrow in association with that warm day. Things remain around average, perhaps cool off briefly around the 9th. We're above average again between the 10th and the 14th, and then there's a signal emerging, isn't there, for something a little bit cooler around mid-month. We take a look at your rainfall spikes in this period. Well, certainly the signal is wet between now and perhaps the 11th or 12th. Perhaps signals drying up from around about mid-month, but yet still not universally dry. And if we just take a look at the 2-metre trend in temperatures, well, there's your warm day tomorrow, picking up towards 20 degrees in London, cooling off to around about average, perhaps a little bit cooler for a time on the 9th, picking up again next week before things start to cool off from mid-month. We move north to Manchester. The trend is again above average, a warm day for Manchester tomorrow. Things cool off nearer to average, though still mild, and then we pick up another bit of a cool blip on the 9th, picking up between the 11th and the 13th before another cool off around mid-month. And if we take a look at your rainfall spikes for Manchester in the next week or so, well, once again, as with London, a wet signature up until the 11th, the 12th, potentially drying up for a time around the 12th, but still not universally dry. And then if we move up to Inverness, well, it's a wet picture up there. As you see, quite heavy and persistent rain at times as some of these low pressure systems stall across the north of the UK. We'll take a look at your 2 metre temperatures. Well, there you go. Yeah, even Inverness experiences some warmth tomorrow in association with Kathleen before things generally return closer to average. So I hope you've all found the forecast fairly useful. Suffice to say, another very unsettled spell of weather is on the way. This weekend we get wind, we get warmth, we get a fair amount of rain, particularly across the north. There's a little bit of snow on offer first thing this morning, and perhaps things do start to cool off again for a time around mid-month. I hope you've all found this forecast useful. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back again next Tuesday taking a look at the charts then. Thanks for watching and ciao for now.